I mean, we'll get into this match here.
Yeah.
G2 is starting on defense, which means they'll ban first, and LeStream will be on attack. Who's G2 going to get rid of? It's always nice to see that G2 bans somebody on attack now. Because in the past, they couldn't ban anyone on attack. I don't know if you knew that. They weren't allowed to when they were winning.
Yeah, there was just this blank thing that would show.
It was against the rules for G2 to ban because an attacking operator because they were winning so much in the last season. But they haven't been winning in this season, and they have been banning.
Makes a lot of sense to have the Monty ban there against G2, as Pengu is notorious for his shield play in general, but specifically French GIGN Montagne. And have the first defense possibly here on the Pulse or there. Ah, there we go.
There you go, the Pulse, well predicted.
So Maestro and Echo will be the last two, or the Mira. I would expect
it could be any
the
of
Maestro.
Them. It could be any of them. I mean, yep, there you go. Was that 2 for 2? Yeah. Nice.
I mean, you can look at this and you're like, this is pretty standard. And
it is very standard, but I mean, it was nice predictions, dude.
I mean, why? Because Goga will play Echo for G2 that banned the Maestro.
Yeah.
They don't need to rely on him, and we've seen a lot of bulletproof camera being pulled up. So it's completely fine in that case. You know, you ban the Pulse. You want to make it a bit easier for you to attack into Church, not really give too much information out for the defenders. Completely fine. Save yourself from kitchen takes, possibly. It all makes sense. There's always some logic behind all these bans, even if you ban Maverick on border. So,
one thing I'd like to note, because we didn't get to touch on it in the pre match, is going into this right now. At the beginning of today, Cantor Raketti was not only the highest rated player in Europe, but also the highest rated player in the world.
In the world.
Yeah, so Cantor Raketti has been having an amazing season. But the next highest rated player on G2 is Fabian. And he finds himself pretty low down there around the 20 mark, you know, with a rating of 1.05, and whereas Kanto's is 1.37, which is ridiculously high.
Yeah, and also our rating of 1 is pretty good.
Oh yeah, rating of 1 means you're on the top half of your region.
You always have an effect on the round that is tangible.
Cantor Raketti's cost being at 0.72, again, that's mainly a measure of consistency. On the other side, for LeStream, Aces is the highest rated player, sitting around the 15-ish mark in Europe. And he's got a rating of 1.07 and a cost of 0.61. So LeStream not reaching quite as high. Cantor Raketti, though, is, I mean, a beast in of himself. So yeah, that's not surprising that he finds himself so much higher. And if you actually think about it, Aces is higher than the next best on G2, which is Fabian, and right under Fabian is Rise and Alfama.
So it is a pretty even contest if you count Cantor Raketti, which you really can't. Fabian, though, he is blown sky high. Uno will take him out. First kill for the Finnish Wonder player, and he'll get the second. Jonas will go down. But speaking of the Finns, it's Cantor Raketti to take down Aces. To battle the Titans here. Big kill on the Habana before the hatches are opened. There's a roam from Kanto.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Who did Cantor Raketti kill? The Habana. It's a huge kill for Kanto, and while there's a man disadvantage on G2's side, they're not going to have to worry about nearly as many drop-downs being opened.
Not only that, but this team can't afford to attack Church because they know there's still one more player roaming around. So you can just open up a few angles and have flank watch against Kanto, exactly what Rise just did, and he gets the kill on it. Now they know that there's one player on each site, one on the Church, one on the Armory, and if this team can effectively isolate Goga or Pengu, this can go very well in their way. Pengu will use the soft mirror window next to him to gather any info, any intel on players dropping in from blue, but that might not be the case, as the amount of time left on the clock, this team's just going to slow down, gather information, and prepare for the final assault.
No, LeStream could definitely take this. They've got the one exothermic charge that they're going to use here on the kitchen drop down, but it's been impact trick. What a play from Pengu to deny that drop down. That could have salvaged the round. As we go down to the last minute, Pengu's doing some damage there to Hicks, and it will not be dished back. He's already lost that HP earlier. Goga's also going to take out Uno, and as you can see, he will be down inside of Church and finish off by Hicks. Pengu going to rotate in an attempt to hold on to both sites. It's not going to be easy for him to make this happen, though. He hears players on the main stairs. The calls are out, and he's going to go for the peek. Thatcher goes down. That's Alfama, leaving just Hicks and Pengu in a 1 versus 1. Marks, though, from the default cam. Pengu knows where his prey is. Flashes are going to come and get rid of that sound cue, but he knows the rotation is going to happen based off of his pure game sense. Pengu going to the main hallway. This is not an ideal situation for the Legion. He hears the tap, 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 though. The Diffuser being planted, and it's a fake from Hicks. Hicks knows he has time. He goes for a second try. Silent Pengu, and he's gonna win it! What a clutch from Pengu! Perfect timing. Hicks just came off the defuse plant, and he wasn't able to make it happen. LeStream with the man advantage throughout that round, but Pengu just able to clutch it out when it mattered most.
That was all LeStream. They shut down the roam. Kanto was taken out, but he got one too many kills before he was taken away. And LeStream were not able to capitalize on their man advantage. G2's mano-a-mano type of skill between Goga and Pengu. It's more than enough to win them the round. See if LeStream can bounce back from this first one on Cash. Now they go, and Fabian will play the Echo this time.
Yeah, and I said it earlier. LeStream had the man advantage throughout the whole round, it felt like. Like, they were always keeping the momentum going in their way, right? And yet, they couldn't win it out. G2 were just always so good at come down to the end of the wire and still managing to win regardless. Well done there to Pengu. And just to everybody on G2 contributing to that win. All of these rounds, I bet you most of these rounds are going to come incredibly close.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be surprising at all, right?
Yeah.
Both teams have a lot of pedigree playing against one another. As this team back in the day known as Millennium. Still the same core roster, minus Livin and Renshiro, who move on to Extreme Esport, going through their Challenger League
10 seconds to insertion.
month now, I guess, trying to qualify to CL, play the season, potentially make it into Pro League for Season 10. This is an interesting mirror window, though. It makes a lot of sense, because you can also use it to fight, but if it does get lost, then you find yourself exposed a bit too much. Kanto gonna open up. There's nobody by the tunnel, and Rise in the meantime just goes all the way up, uncontested and unmolested. Take down the hatch and set himself up for pretty standard take, as Uno has penetrated through the defenses and is in a central hallway.
He's being droned in there, as you can see from Alfama. That's good teamwork on the side of LeStream. Uno, here's some footprints on the metal staircase. They are so easy to hear, but oh no, he must have just been predicting it. And he comes away at the worst possible moment. That's a moment where you're gonna look back on the VOD and go, oof, unfortunate. Cantor Ketty will still be on that roam by the main stairs. Potentially could come up behind his opponents later on, but all the while, as you can see, the Thatcher and Thermite combo has opened up the wall into server. Very powerful location to have open. The attackers are definitely going to be happy about that. Cantor Kitty came off the main stairs to go to construction. He's following Uno around. No shots landing there, but oh, they will in the second try. Uno will go down, but Jonas finished off by Rise. So while Uno's on the floor, Rise is covering, and this could be a recovery.
Finished. I got that. Oh, C4 from Goga. Connecting, taking down Uno. Oh man, the Mira tossing it all the way around the stairs. Pengu trying to use the holes that have been opened up by the Buck to his advantage. Those are ADSs there, being tagged by the flashbangs that were thrown in by Aces, who's now picked up at 50 health. Lose C4 on one side and lose the fragging power of Uno and the Ash on the other. There's a minute 8 on the clock. Pengu taking a ton of damage here on the Bandit. Hicks has already opened up the wall. He's gonna try to shut down rotations from that garage. Rise, though, is in there, and Hicks looking out. Pengu's gonna go for the reset, or they're gonna go for the reset on him. Firing in from below.
Slow going here for LeStream. Backs up against the wall. They really need to win these rounds. Each one of these is gonna come down to the wire, as we talked about, and they matter so very much. Grenades coming out. Cantor Ketty's gonna get Alfama.
But Rise can't find the refrag. Unfortunately, they're still in construction. And G2 are just dancing around this team for now. And oh, what a flick!
Oh!
Rise! 2 headshots, make a 3!
Oh!
He'll rise to the occasion in full control, but Kanto Rakati is still in. Not for long. Aces to take down Kanto. The 4K for the Buck. Absolute insane levels of aim there. Just, oh man.
Very impressive from Rise, I have to say. It was, wow. He saved Uno at the beginning. Okay, yeah, he got finished up by the C4 from Goga. Okay, I understand that. But he saved Uno in the beginning, and then follows that up with 3K entering into the site. All of those angles that he's playing, just perfect aim, head level, about as clean as it gets. Massive props to Rise. I honestly thought G2 was going to have that, but not the case. And we'll get that even contest that we wanted, 1-1. Right off the bat, we already know this is just going to. Oh,
this is I'm
excited about it as it's happening.
It is supposed to be a really good game. I think a lot of people underestimate LeStream just because they don't realize how effective this team has been in the past and how effective it should continue to be. And Fabian setting up here.
LeStream is one of the few teams in any region where the majority of the players are on the top half of the leaderboards. There's only one player right now on LeStream who finds himself on the bottom half in terms of rating, and that's pretty impressive as overall as a team. And
very consistent team, that's for sure.
And that's not the case for G2, which is important to know.
One thing though, I actually want to ask you this question. I don't know if you have an answer for it, but you saw Fabian destroying the middle part before reinforcing on each side here.
I didn't catch it, no. What happened?
Basically, if we can go back to the Jacuzzi wall.
Jacuzzi wall.
He shot out with his deagle, shot out the middle of each one of the two halves, and then reinforced. I'm not sure if there's a reason behind it.
I'm assuming it's probably sound. But I personally, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Will the sound propagate better through it?
I mean, I've heard a lot of theory crafting on that. I've never seen anyone verify it, but I have heard a lot of theory crafting on it, yeah.
Definitely something to add.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are based on inception in Pro League, you know. There's a word for it, but I can't remember what it is right now. And, oh, a peek from Jaeger. That's Cantor Aketi, and he takes down Uno. I have no idea how he managed to win that fight, but he certainly did. Very impressive.
All right, takes
anecdotal.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair enough.
That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, there's a lot of anecdotal stuff in Rainbow Six Pro League. Rai is going to be trying to go for the mark. Is right above him. That's going to be Cantor Aketi. He does a little bit of damage, but can't get the kill. Kanto's in a really tricky spot, but again, Cantor Aketi, he always comes out on top, and he takes down Aces. That's 2 for him, and on a roam at that. Fabian elsewhere will eliminate Rise, and what is happening to LeStream? They're falling apart.
Yeah, the pings were coming out, but there was no communication on top of it to confirm the kill and actually land it on Kanto. Just no information, no drones that have been set up, and angles that are not being watched. The soft wall is definitely having a big effect on a lot of teams. You know, you see it, oh, it's a reinforced wall. How do we deal with it? Well, guess what? A soft wall is sometimes even more difficult to deal with because you don't have the utility for it or really know who's behind it because they're just able to spray you down or shut you down and gain some sort of advantage on you. And Cantor Aketi to find the last one here, playing the garage solo. Commendable play and effort from Kanto here, securing way too many kills.
Yeah, that's Kanto for you.
There's a reason why he's statistically the best player in the world.
Yep, there is, and he's proving it here today, having an excellent match, that's for sure. I mean, geez, he's a. I mean, it was individual play there.
Yep.
It wasn't his team supporting him. It wasn't his, anything happening on the side of G2. It was Cantor Aketi and Cash just killing people. And then he rotated to Garage and he continued to kill people. And his team, elsewhere, G2 is definitely putting in work. But what I'm saying, though, is Cantor Aketi, Cantor Aketi, Cantor Aketi.
It's game sense, and he played around the fact that LeStream had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely something to be said about the lack of droning there on the stream side, for sure. We saw marks coming out for a little bit, but Cantor Aketi dispatched those drones pretty quickly. Following that, not enough information. Kanto's going to go back to Alibi, though. It's going to be a basement defense here. Gone full circle. Looks like G2 isn't allowing winning or losing a site to stop them from going to a different one. So they're just going to their set 3. Basement, cash, and then gym. Basement, cash, and then gym. Probably what we'll see for this whole half. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. Mystery cams going up there from Fabian. You don't usually see those cameras actually persist very much. Ooh, Cantor Aketi actually just narrowly avoiding death. Uno would have landed that shot. He hits those shots. But yes, the cameras usually don't persist for very long, but there is no IQ on the attacking team, so there's potential for them to actually be useful here.
Oh, what in tarnation was that?
Aces, an excellent headshot, randomly spraying through a window.
As you usually do.
Yeah, good job. Kanto goes down, and that is a potential thorn in the side that could have happened later. Just, I mean, dealt with already. Good job. Yeah.
There's no other way around it. It's like, good kill, good kill. That's it.
Well, I mean, it was kind of random and lucky, but he got it. He went for it. You miss every shot you don't take, right?
Exactly.
Uno going to be cutting off the rotation here for Jonas, and or he's trying to. Alfama doing pretty much the same thing. Still, those roamers still relevant for the defense, and it's a dangerous location to roam in Strip Club. As you can see, Alfama's actually going to be coming around to one of the side entrances to that Strip Club. The question is, will LeStream drone it out, or are they just going to leave it? The mute jammers are gonna scream a roamer in there. That is broadcasting the location.
Yeah, oddly enough, the thing that's supposed to mute things is screaming in this position.
Yeah.
2 disruptors actually in the back pocket of Jonas there. If you guys take it down, that's a lot of utility taken out. Grenade's gonna get lobbed in, try and force him out of position, but Rise will find him. A bit of damage done here to Aces on the ingress, but still, G2 losing out 2 players pretty much for free is a huge deal. And not just that, but losing a lot of utility with UNS going down. C4 and his bulletproof jammers. That would be hilarious. But
no.
His mute jammers, leaving Goga, Pengu, and Fabian alive downstairs. That's 2 C4s in as well.
So, LeStream definitely in the driver's seat for this one. Got to be feeling very comfortable. There's nobody on the defense who are playing in blue. Actually, there we go. Last minute rotation. Exothermic charge going to open up that drop down. And yeah, still no one in blue. Mirror window on the wall. Ash charge, that might have been reinforced. We don't know.
No, that was soft.
Soft, so the mirror window is gone. Great use of the utility there from Uno. You can see, though, with only 25 seconds left to go, LeStream has to pick this up. Uno's going to take down Goga. That is absolutely massive. That's one of the players inside of Church. There's one more still there, and inside of Arsenal is Pengu, who's going to take out Uno. Finally, Rise goes down to Fabian, who whips out the pistol and will take a second one with him. Aces shuts him down, but Pengu's the last alive. With 6 seconds left, it's a 1 versus 1. A single bullet from either player is going to do it, and Pengu, again, what a clutch. Twice in the basement, twice clutched by Pengu. G2 has to be kissing their lucky stars that he's on this team.
Unfortunate for LeStream, that's twice in a row. Not only is it twice in a row that this happens, but the second time, they had every single advantage. They were on the site.
Yeah.
Uno was behind them.
Was that 5v3? Yeah, I know. I'm with you there.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But it did, which is a testament to the skill level of G2. There's a reason why these guys are the best team in the world champions.
I mean, let's look at these rounds that G2 have won, all right? The round that LeStream won, it was Rise, right? Rise stood up, and he won it. Hands down. First round, let me see. It was Kanto or Keddy got an early kill. He did a little bit of distraction, but it was primarily Pengu who clutched it, again, on the basement. Then we saw the gym defense. Kanto or Keddy just shredding his opponent. There you go, another one to G2. The second basement defense, though, Pengu clutches it again. So we've seen a lot of individual performances so far from both teams. In fact, I would say every single one of these rounds you could attribute to one individual. And that's odd, but it is, is it fun to watch.
Let's see how this team actually managed to change this around, if they even can. I mean, this has to start weighing on you in terms of morale, and we mentioned it quite a few times, but morale is something that you can't really quantify, in the analysis.
It's hard to. There are certain aspects, like, I can speak from my own experience, and there's definitely something to be said about, how it is to play, that, a lot of players share, but everyone is different, and every team is different to an extent, and you can't always know every facet of it. So yeah, it's hard to quantify, but there's definitely some notes that are worth keeping track of. Like, when you start losing round after round to individual plays, that does stack up on you.
Uno and the Buck as well, moving in from the bedroom area by the gym. Still have not cleared out the bedroom. Should do so. There we go. There's nobody in there. And I have to highlight one thing from LeStream is that they're at least moving drones in front of their spearheads.
Yeah.
They always know what's going on.
And Uno has been a fantastic spearhead at that. Like, he has been doing a fantastic job of entry and taking out all these roamers. I'd say if it weren't for Uno fragging out, then this would be a noticeably one-sided match. But despite the 3-1 scoreline, I still feel like LeStream has a chance. Though, in this round, that's not a good start. You can see the bandit tricking there from Pengu really on point. And he will deny the exothermic charges at the very least. There are potentially thermite charges as well, but we are not seeing them right now.
Yeah, there's still one available.
There you go.
So Hicks can definitely use that. But he's not been given the opportunity just yet.
I don't think he's in a position to do it right this second. Rise is trying to open up from below, do some damage if he can, and possibly take somebody with this action. Mark's coming out, and he's going to miss all those shots, but Hicks won't miss his shots as Kanto goes down. Man advantage LeStream, but we've seen this before.
Oh, Hicks just spraying into the back as the pings are coming up. Drones well done here, giving information on the Mira of Goga in the back. Aces will find one more as the Mira will peek out. Fabian gets shot down though from Aces. That's 2 kills now for the Habana before getting shut down by the Mira, and Uno will find the advantage. He'll take down Pengu and Alpha Ma for the last one, a first kill of the match, and that's all it took. Isolate the players of G2, open up the walls, and take them down one by one. It's interesting that this wall was not reinforced in the middle to allow you to play around it.
A lot of people would put a mirror window on that one. Yeah. But overall, that take from LeStream, pretty darn good.
Yes.
Despite not being able to open up that server wall. It sounded like they were opening it there at the end. I thought I heard an exothermic charge going off. Could have been the construction wall, though.
Yeah, but they did open the construction wall.
That might have been... Well, at the end, there was an exothermic charge being detonated while the round was actually finished. But wherever it was, an abundance of utility from LeStream. Great use of the gunplay there, and G2 kept getting caught out.
Yep. And one thing G2 brought in that round is something that is more... of a highlight for them is that both the Mute and the Bandit were being brought on the site. Back when Cash was still even more played than it is today, they were one of the few teams that did that, and they highlighted it with the fact that with the Overwatch that is provided by a player like Kanto Raketti on the Jaeger, playing defensively on the site, you could have 2 players that maneuver in, usually Jonas on the Bandit, sometimes having Goga on the Mute, and they'd rotate around. One is holding, trying to delay a Habana or a Thermite as long as possible on one side, whilst the Bandit rotates in and actually destroys the charge. It was a very interesting dynamic. We didn't see any of that here.
Yeah, I mean...
We couldn't see any of it, because the whole attack was completely different from LeStream. They bypassed that advantage that G2 usually give themselves.
Yeah, usually when you see the server wall not opened by the attack on that site, you're going to give the advantage to the defenders, and that's the curious thing that LeStream managed to win that. And it wasn't just a win, it was a dominant win. Also, this is worth noting, that was the very first win that I would attribute to team play. It wasn't an individual just fragging out, it was LeStream coordinating themselves exceptionally well. And impressive. Una going to be pushing his way into garage, and footsteps are going to make a lot of noise on this catwalk, and his position is likely given away. You can see Eunice going to be the one playing by Cash, trying to get some frags on this roam. Skeleton Key is going to be really powerful here, as now Eunice is stuck between a rock and a hard place, unable to rotate out of this position unless he gets a couple kills. Rise, though, doesn't seem to be aware of his position, and will just be made so. Smoke still playing here. Droned out. Position exposed and shot through the drone hole. Unfortunate is the word, but Uno really threading the needle to make that happen.
And it was going to happen at some point.
It was.
Because there's so many angles, because they didn't reinforce the back of the site. He couldn't fall back because he wouldn't have been safe against the Buck. So
honestly, it was a bad position to be playing the way he's playing.
100%. I really want to highlight the fact that the wall behind him, only one part of it was reinforced, not all 3. But it did at least burn out a lot of time. Now, Rise, what can he do? He can actually maneuver into the logistics office. He's going to check everything, as Alfama is also providing a bit of an extra angle overlook. There's one player down inside of the vault. There's a bit of damage done to Kanto on the opposite end of the soft wall. ADS is being burned as he'll spot Goga and take him out. The second, not fast enough. Kanto Ricchetti taking 50% health, but Alpha Mad already run away. Hicks will find the kill on Kanto though. And the Habana will start to penetrate in from the opposite end by construction. Fabian and Pengu behind, trying to move in and contest the Habana. He'll get one, can't get the second. Uno. And it's in. And the Fabian-Pengu duo just cannot do it every single time. Fabian was playing from below, possibly looking for a C4 through the construction hatch, but just nothing was given to him here by LeStream. As the instant they found the advantage, they walked in and tried to go for the diffuser plant.
Again, it's the teamwork from LeStream that will get them to round win. And honestly, G2 had a couple things that they played poorly in that round. I mean, I have no idea what was going on with the position that Yunus was playing inside of Cash. I mean, like, I can understand the Cash roam, but he was left unsupported with a mirror window and said, good luck. And they didn't reinforce. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They didn't reinforce fully on the back panel, which is also curious because you have excess reinforcements on that side. Yeah, you don't need to reinforce too much there. They should have been able to do it. And if they weren't able to do it, I don't think they should have played that position the way that they played it. If you're going to leave that unreinforced, you make a rotation hole, and you put a defender at the top of Cash stairs. Then it's fine. But the way that G2 set that up was poor. And LeStream took full advantage. Again, the teamwork from LeStream, exceptional in that round. And G2 keep giving away free kills, basically. Now, 3-3 on the first half, a very even split. And as LeStream goes to defense, they'll be starting in gym. I'm just curious, but not too crazy.
Now, so far, LeStream in their matches, they kind of flip-flop between being more effective on the attack and more effective on the defense. It really does depend on the map. But last time they played Clubhouse, they played it on versus Penta.
It was a really dominant one there.
Yeah, and they dominated on the attack.
7-1?
Yep, it was 7-1 total. That was week 2 on January 11th.
Well, to be fair to a 7-1, they dominated on the attack, but it was a 7-1.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Did they start on attack? Is that why they dominated on attack?
They did.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But I mean, that's a lopsided match.
And that's pretty much the only time that they played it. Now, in other matches, they were able to pick up 3, 4, maybe more rounds on the defense, but they've always had sort of equilibrium in a lot of the games that they've had. So
yeah, they have a good attack, they have a good defense, and
3 rounds, to be honest. Getting 3 rounds on the attack on Clubhouse, especially versus G2, that's still pretty darn good.
Yeah, you know, I think he must have taken some, or maybe that could have been an accident. It could.
I know what he was trying to do.
He was trying to play the angle.
Yes, there's the angle that.
Yeah, but he did not.
Yeah, so basically you see the
fence.
The fence. You can actually like sit right behind it and try to kill someone from the hatch, but it gives you a wide angle. But more often than not, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, and he got dropped. So Kanto Ricchetti will also drop one for himself, and Hicks responds. Jonas goes down by Cash hallway, and Kanto able to get that one kill is very important, but he's gonna have to get more. It seems.
Is that an ADS that killed the?
It may have been.
It did. There was a hole in the wall, and the ADS killed the breaching charge.
Kanto actually just droned right on past the smoke of Hicks. Fabi, though, on main stairs, really putting the numbers up as he takes down 2, pushing into the site. Hicks trying his best to hold on to Cash still. I think his position is not necessarily given. Oh, no, it's the Dokkaebi phone call that is going to give away his position, so not a great spot for him.
Yeah, Rise on his own now, at least in the bedroom. They've been separated very thoroughly by G2, and the calls are definitely being used up perfectly. Kanto Ricchetti will come in, find an easy kill on Hicks in Cash, and the call still disturbing the Jaeger of Rise here. He'll be all on his own in the Cash vault.
This is scary.
And you can't take that Cash down with you to your deathbed, and there you go. Fabian will find one more, I believe. 3 or 4K at the end of the round? Not too shabby for IGL.
Yeah, it was a 3K. We had 2 for Kanto, and that was a really, a really good job for Fabian. And actually, again, you know, it's worth noting that Fabian is the 2nd highest rated player on G2. Kanto Ricchetti is the highest rated player on his team, also in Europe, also in the world. But Fabian, and he's around in like, top 15, top 20 in Europe. is the second highest up there.
And
so,
he's the in-game leader.
And he's the in-game leader. He's been having a really good season. And
even in the previous season, honestly, Season 8, early part of it, hell, even through Season 7, Lion, he played a ton of Lion, and he was demolishing everybody.
I have a hunch, though, based on the performance from Pengu today, that we might see those stats shift pretty dramatically.
Yeah.
He could soar a little bit. So there's potential.
All right. So that first attacking round taken by G2 off of negligence, I guess, from LeStream. They got flanked from behind by Fabian.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Main stairs. He just walked up main stairs, and he just got a bunch of kills with the SMG-12. That negligence is a good word to use to describe that. So yeah, again though, here's the really important thing to me. 2 people got kills in that round. Kanter, Ketty, and Fabian.
Yeah.
And again, it's the individual performances. The 2 rounds that LeStream managed to win on Cash and Jim, their last defenses, those were the team efforts. They're the only 2 team effort rounds that we've seen so far. And I think that's the big difference here. G2 is relying a lot on, certain players to step up and, make stuff happen.
I like this.
Yeah, there's some good echo spots in here. LeStream, on the other hand, are working well as a unit.
Clearing the way.
Now, Pengu will use up 2 of his X-Kairos pellets to open up the side of the wall. The third one will still be kept in the back pocket just in case. You can combo that with the Thermite. Goga to enter, and LeStream are still only bringing the Bandit. Only one of them. So, to disrupt any potential takes, and Kanto finds an easy kill on Rise.
Free. Would you call that free?
That's a freebie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, no, certainly. The Jokobi, by the way, has been so good for G2 in this match so far.
Yep, they used it very efficiently in the first round, and there you go. That's the last set of X-Kairos being used up to watch the window. Retreat from Garage into the server, and Kanto, can he find the second? No, but at least he puts Hicks pretty low in HP, and the Bandit will have to fall back. Uno all on his own in Garage, might get contested soon, but he's at least going to have to fall back to support his teammates.
Kanto doesn't know how close he's coming for these kills. I mean, he can't see these guys through the walls like we can, but he is coming close. Eunice is going to take out Uno inside of Garage, and that's a really good kill for Eunice to put on the board. I believe it could have been his first one. It was either Goga or Eunice who hasn't gotten any frags yet, but
Goga got C4 kill.
Yeah, so that was his first one. So there you go. He's on the board. At least if I recall correctly. Now G2 has a full split, and they also have control of this round. Hey.
All right. Ace is still holding from below. It's still a big man advantage here for G2 with 2 alive, and the Yokai is going to get lost as Alfama was not able to pull it back. Ace is in. He's got a Nitro Cell in hand, and the Ash knows what's going on, but yeah, that was a good shot there. Kanter Ketty will go down. 3v4 as the smoke will clip through the wall and do damage to the Thermite, but Fabian will 2 more with the Mark 14. He'll get shot down, but not before Pengu puts himself in a better spot and then goes for the kill on Alfama by the stairs in the hallway. Good kill, good kill. Again, Fabian, SMG-12, EBR, whatever it may be, it's all working well, and I have to highlight the fact that he's working those calls pretty darn well.
Yeah,
like the call center there for G2.
In a manner of speaking. But yeah, the phone calls have been really well done, and Fabian has been fragging out pretty heavily. I will say that is the best teamwork we've seen from G2, though, throughout the match. So, yeah, I mean,
that's what you're expecting from them. Really.
Everybody but Goga contributed to that victory. So, well, in terms of kills, but obviously Goga is the support player. So, no, it's not surprising that he didn't get any in that round. So, overall, though, the teamwork from G2 in that round was exceptional. They completely encompassed that site, and they had full control on pretty much everything. They did lose Kanter Ketty downstairs in Lounge, which would have been useful if that hadn't happened. But apart from that, everything went G2's way.
All right, round number 9 here. And just him bringing the alibi. We've seen Ace is doing good work there, and Uno also bringing the mute. So they're going to have something to try and disrupt utility for as long as possible. G2 have the counter, though. They're bringing Jonas. He's playing Thatcher. Easy peasy on there. Though you can still use those mute jammers to aid a roamer who's playing somewhere off and away of the site, just having a signal disruptor somewhere to support him. As again, signal disruptor blocks calls from the Dokkaebi, which we've seen being used fairly effectively by Fabian.
That's one of the best Dokkaebi performances we've been seeing so far this season.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty high up there.
Without having Ace is the only person that's been able to do this much work from what we've seen. Back in the day, Livin as well was someone that excelled on the operator. So unfortunately, we won't have him for this season, possibly for next one. So we'll see how things go. Good luck, Livin.
Yeah, Durketti just going to look to enter in upstairs, and G2 wants to hunt down those roamers. It's basement defense, so makes sense as to why. The first basement defense from LeStream, by the way. We've gone to Jim and Cash, and they've both gone the way of G2. G2 more proficient on attack so far. There's a potentially free kill here for Fabian if he just comes around that corner looking the right way, and he will be the one who turns into a free kill. Rise, with his excellent gunplay so far today, and Aces as well, will get one each. Rise a second for himself. Candy Durketti able to trade it on to Aces. That was actually a 1-to-1. They killed each other. That's quite interesting. You don't see that every day. G2 now a 2 versus 4, and with 2 minutes to go, it's been a very fast round.
It's very odd today that we've seen a lot of roam play on Clubhouse. In the 2 times we've had the map, there's been less reinforcements dedicated to the bottom floor. There's been more roam play, more attempts to fight the attackers before they become a real threat on the site itself.
I think that drop down by Bar was soft. I didn't really catch it.
It is soft.
It looked soft, so that's interesting. You know, you don't see that very often. Eunice is going to be working his way into the church hallway. We've got Goga with the exothermic charges, so there's potential here for this church wall to be opened up. But what good is it really going to do, G2, when they're up against a 4-man stack? Only 2 barrels on the attacking side. Not an easy win, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we've been calling support players, especially Thermites, on how well they Goga in a certain game, just because of how effective he's been. But Eunice will come in. Oh, Goga will find the kill. Fragmite in effort. Rise with 1. The C4, though, will connect from Alpha Mas, slowing things down. Goga all on his own now. 3 versus 1. Amira is holding behind the bomb. Still smoke's thrown out. 40 seconds on the clock. Ton of time for Goga, but what is he going to use it for? He's going to run up, hip fire, and he'll find another kill on Hicks. Can he find another? The Mira? No, it's Alpha Mas to turn around the corner. And the Vector 45 will spray through the Spanish player from G2. And that's the advantage that LeStream have been looking for. Round number 10. Still, advantage for G2, but LeStream are definitely giving them a fight. One more round, they'll tie it up, and we might actually be staring down a tie here.
What is that? What?
Show me the money.
They're going to bar stock room. I don't...
What are you doing?
What? Yo, you guys can't hear it, but we've got other people who are just as confused as we are.
Yeah, the entire production on the other side, and another room on the other side of the building. They're like, whoa.
So very few people go to bar because it is considered to be a bad site. Yeah. But there is little to no exploration on this site, I would say. People, you know, it's the sort of thing where it's like, hey, the other sites are defendable, let's just not bother.
Yeah. I mean, usually when you say go to bar, it just means go to the bar.
I'm very sure that this has been practiced in scrims and people have tried to make it work, but we've not seen much success when it's put into actual, you know, practical
I want to see it succeed because it's been a site that, you know, we all were pretty hyped for. Like, okay, they're going to change the map. They're going to have it where this site is
the most altered site.
Yeah.
From the last version.
Huge, because most of the others are basically, oh, we moved the hatch here and there.
Well, we
added the construction, which is the big deal.
On the top, they added the construction, and downstairs, they added an extra lane to blue. But this one, they reworked pretty much the whole thing. The only thing that didn't get touched was stock.
And back in the day, you would plant right next to the billiards table. You can't do that anymore. It has to be at least on the side stairs.
I mean, everything was really changed on the clubhouse rework, but this site was heavily changed, and the top floor sites were made viable, and people were just, you know, they got into the vortex of, hey, the top floor is defensible now. We can just go there over and over again.
Yeah.
And people just forgot about Bar. So, I mean, it makes sense. Bar was not a fun site to defend, even in the last iteration. Even though it was the secondary site, it wasn't fun. So, I mean, yeah, anyway, digress. I'm curious to see how LeStream is going to handle this, because it's People don't go here anymore, man. They don't go here.
Drop the diffuser.
All right, we'll see if the reasoning will change by the end of this one. As Una's playing from the top floor. Again, it's a site on the bottom floor. You need to have some sort of hold on the top, just like any site. And Alpha Mao will find the first one, take it down. Jonas, EMP is out of play. It's going to make things a bit more difficult for G2, at least to deal with the yokai. Any ADSs that are thrown here and there. Aces with another one. Look at the roam here, even being set in cash. He'll rotate away into garage and has Alpha Mao to support him. C4 thrown out to give an extra rotation hole for Uno, as Kanto will find one on aces. But now they try to double up. On the rotate though, Goga will catch Alpha Mao. And that's G2 that suddenly turned this into 3v3. Goga low on HP. Diffuser is still on the other side, easily picked up. The call will come in onto Uno, and Fabian, how does he control this and win it out? The SMG-12 beating the UMP, and even if there's smokes and yokai available, there's so much time for G2 to plan this.
Yeah, that was a very chaotic roam clear there from G2, but they managed to make it work. Impressive job to everybody. Goga's going to be reset, looks like by Fabian, and he'll be picked right up. So, 50 HP more than LeStream in this scenario. Actually, not quite. It's just 25, because Fabian has been lit up somewhat. But still an extra gun, and that's really the most important thing. Rai is going to be holding on to the B-bomb site. Hicks, likely to use a lot of his utility. He's playing by that bar, playing a long angle, and he's going to shoot Goga, but not get the kill. Surprise that did not finish him off, but that silenced, or rather suppressed MP5. Not going to do enough damage. Good line of sight opened up here by Kanto Raketti into the bar. This is a lot of control that you're actually going to have over the A-bomb site.
This is what you're looking for if you're G2. You have control of the hallway, you open up the side of the wall. But the peek from Rise taking down Fabian, that's what they want. Smoke in the back will start to do damage and chip away the defenders. No! Goga and Kanto barely taking anything there, and the yokai of Hicks cannot connect and land on that ceiling. Now they're going to try and fight the good fight. Try to peek around in the kitchen. They know that there's one player in the back, and Kanto will reveal himself. Barbed wire will give away Hicks' position, as he'll have to run back and fight at least one of them, but he's so exposed in every single situation. Try to find the kill on the Ash, but Kanto is still somehow alive. Not much time left as Kanto Raketti will take him out, and G2 soar to map and match point. And that's the problem with this site. Retakes are so complicated. However, once you clear out roam and plant the diffuser, you're more often than not in such a good position as an attacker that there's no way you're going to lose the site.
Yeah, I'm surprised by LeStream, and it's cool to see them trying to do something new and different. But I think that was a really bad calculation on the site pick there. I'm impressed by G2 for figuring out on the fly how to attack the bar. But honestly, it's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
There's too many holes in that defense, man. They didn't even account for a kitchen push. There was nobody to hold.
Which is what you should always account to, because that's always how it happens.
Well, it's not always a kitchen push. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could attack from the main lobby, you could attack stock, you could attack from strip club. You have a lot of choices. You could attack from the top floor. G2 did attack from the top floor to clear out the roamers first, but then they went for the kitchen later. And the point I'm trying to get at is there's so many ways to attack that site that LeStream has to cover too many bases for it to be a viable bomb site. And I think that it was a mistake to go there. I mean, if they had won it, it'd be like, wow, look at that, that's crazy. But I'd probably be pointing a finger at G2 and going, hey, you didn't do very well attacking that site. Because again, there's too many options to mess it up. If one thing doesn't work, just go somewhere else. That's been the story of that site for such a long time.
Yep. And I feel that that's a point that this team would have loved to have, and then they kind of just gave it away, right?
Yeah. I mean, now they're on match point. The best they can get is a draw. G2 really doesn't want to draw, by the way. They've been getting a lot of draws that they don't want.
Yep. You don't want this to turn into an SSG type of situation here in the EU.
I feel bad for SSG. I really do.
I know.
They play so hard and they just can't get it.
Oh, he's going to get it. How does he do it? Kanto Raketti with the perfect peek on Rise.
I thought Rise got that,
There's no way.
Rise lined it up perfectly. He got the shot. I saw the blood. It must have hit his arm. It must have hit Kanto's arm. There's no limb penetration, by the way, in case you're wondering, so That's unfortunate there for Rise, but Cantor Ketty able to land the shot, threading the needle there. Very impressive.
You know what they say in Smash? They say that ain't Falco. In this case, that ain't Kanto. Because hey, if you're not Kanto, you're not gonna hit shots like that.
So I know Falco's a really good operator, or a really good hero, whatever it's called. But Pengu's gonna take down Uno, which means G2's in strong control here. Ace is also gonna take out Eunice. So back and forth here. LeStream fighting to keep themselves in this round. Bandit tricking successful by Aces. Able to get one exothermic charge. Great job there from the Bandit. Kanto from below, though, is going to be able to deny further Bandit tricking using this Ash charge. Exothermic charge detonates. But look at this, a push from Alfama, and he takes down one. Put on low HP, though. He's been forced back and able to equalize. Could bring us to 3-3, but it cost him quite a lot.
He's got a Nitro Cell in hand, and the Smoke as well has 2 impact grenades. So low HP, they can still deal with what G2 has to offer. Calls are going to come in from Fabian's Dokkaebi. We've seen how effective they've been. Pengu will use those to his advantages. Alfama will go down. Aces will get another one. This turns into a 2v2. They hear Pengu coming up the main stairs. Diffuser's on the floor. Nobody to watch it. Pengu's downstairs, and Fabian will continue to drone and give Pengu that information. But G2 decide to change their vector of attack, and now it's Pengu to go up and move in from the server wall. 35 seconds on the clock. Ace's Nitro Cell in hand can use that. Oh no, almost. Not fast enough on the trigger. C4 thrown out as the call will come up, and there you go. He'll clean up Pengu, but can Fabian do it? No, it's the shotgun of Hicks. Straight to the face to take him out. And Fabian definitely was not ready for that one. 1 round away from a potential tie. This is going to be more of an upset for G2. As you mentioned, if it does end up being a 6-6, you need those wins. You need them.
They're really low on the leaderboard right now, and they have 2 draws in this season so far. 2 draws, 2 losses, 2 wins is the story of G2. Those 2 draws coming in the hands of Penta and Empire. 2 losses, Secret and Ents. And the 2 wins, Mocket and Chaos. So, yeah, G2 need more points.
Interesting so far that we've had 3 ties so far in EU. 2 of them being G2, 1 versus Penta and 1 versus Empire.
That's a feels bad run for G2.
Yeah, but you know one thing? I actually crunched the numbers a bit ago.
Did you?
In Season 8, over 14 playdays, EU had 15 total ties.
Jeez.
Yes, they are the #1 in ties. NA had 13, LATAM had 12, and combined, all of APAC had 24 in their entire region.
Right.
Interesting tidbit there to, for some people.
Lots of ties, and we see a lot less draws.
Which is exactly what is to be highlighted.
Yeah, we see a lot less draws with the extra 2 rounds that were added, but I mean, they still happen.
Yes.
And we could see one right here. I mean, it's a basement defense. Last time we saw a basement defense, which was only the first time, LeStream managed to take it, so... Yeah, I mean, G2 were winning their basement holds, LeStream has won their basement hold, and... I don't know, I can't predict this, it's impossible, but it's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds before we see the conclusion of this, and still can't predict it. As he was trying to highlight, Eunice has only got 1 kill, which, he is a support player, but...
More of a flex, I guess.
Yeah, he's a bit of a flex, but he's technically still, he would...
Flex support.
He's been playing Thatcher today a lot, and no, but this far in 11 rounds on the 12th, it's not great. It's not great for Eunice. Not having the best performance so far today.
He definitely does show up on LAN, and we'll get to see him at Invitation.
Oh yeah, he's a LAN player for sure.
Yeah, that is a distinction to make. Now the Valkyrie will get spotted in the back. As you saw, there was 1 reinforced wall, and I wonder if this took out all of them. Yes, no X-Kairos left here for Pengu. C4 is going to get used for this, and will take down most of the X-Kairos, but again, you need 3 of them, actually, to open up the hatch, which, as you can tell, is not open, and there's no other utility. Goga has an exothermic charge, but that basically means that G2 cannot open up Church anymore.
And they don't necessarily need to. I think it's the right call to open up this drop down if they really want to go for an Arsenal take, which is one of the things that they haven't necessarily tried yet so far. And they've got a Ying, got those Candelas, which is a great tool to attack Arsenal. Ooh, missing out on a kill there. Late reaction there from Eunice, and could have put his team in a great spot, but not the case. Luckily, he didn't die. So if you're a G2 fan, they're still in this. The drop down open, though, they are pigeonholed for a B site attack, which is not ideal. They do, again, have the good utility to attack this site, but it's not going to be easy, as they have to drop through this hatch in order to actually make it happen. Kenderketty given the diffuser, that's curious, as the Ash, but whatever floats G2's boat, if they can make it work, then it doesn't matter.
Hatch is at least open here. That's the advantage that G2 were looking for, having put so much utility into it. Candelas will get thrown in, but not actually blind Rise. Alfama will find one. That's a good kill, basically, to iron things out. And Alfama will find another one on Kenderketty. Uno with one more, 2 alive, and not for long as Alfama finding 3. All of G2 dropping the hatch. And look like that push from the kitchen is not and was not going to work out. Unfortunate for G2 that get their 3rd draw so far in 7 play days. A lot of work and a lot of effort put on the board, but it doesn't matter when you can't secure the 3 points at the end of the day. And yeah, this leaves G2 at 9 points. They're tied with Chaos, but they still are at that 5th position. It's not great.
So, yeah, not really doing very well right now. G2 are struggling, that's for sure. But they're coming so close to victories here. I mean, that's 3 draws, as you just said. This could be a story of 5 wins right now and 2 losses for the first half. But it's not. It's not. I mean, it's weird to see G2 in this position because you expect them to be the ones who are going to push into those wins and not be suffering from so few points in the season. 2
losses, 3 ties, and
2 wins.
2 wins.
It's not great if you're G2. You know, it's a mediocre scoreline.
That's not something you're expecting from them. But again,
right in the middle.
A lot of people, they are at the 5th spot. We'll take a look at the standings if
I'll bring it up.
to recap everything at the end of this day. Remember, this was the final play day. Team Empire 19 points undefeated with only 1 draw against G2. This is G2. This Team Empire right now is what G2 was last season.
Yes.
LeStream with 13, Penta at 11, ENCE at 10. Then it's G2 and Chaos tied at 9. But G2, because they beat Chaos 7-0, they have the advantage, which puts them at the 5th position. Then Mocket was 6, and Secret at a lonely 3. They got something, but not today, and it's a hard time right now if you're a Secret fan. And
here's the thing, those standings are going to stay that way until we pick it up after the Invitational.
Yes.
The first half is done.
Yep.
This is not early days. It feels like it because we're only a month into the season.
Yeah.
But that's just because we had everything scrunched up.
We had 7 weeks of shows into 3, so.
Yeah, so this is the first half, done and dusted. That's where everyone's going to sit, and it's weird because I want to say it's still early days and you can still come back, but it's not. It isn't.
If you're not at the 4th, 5th spot, and even then, if the points are not close between one another, your positions are going to be very difficult to recover in the second half of the season.
There's a lot of teams in a lot of teams in EU, specifically G2, who are in positions where you don't expect them to be at the end of a half, and it's going to be very hard for them to recover going into the second half.
Yep.
If they want to go to the season final.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we head to our end, I guess, going to recap everything for you for 6th Invitational. That's our big event coming up in 10 days in Montreal, Canada. Remember, everything's open on the 15th for the public that is going. There's quite a few people coming to the event. It's at the Laval Rockets Place Belle in Laval, right outside of Montreal. Our teams, here are the groups. Group A, FaZe, Fnatic, Reciprocity, and NIP. Group B, Rogue Immortals, Empire, and Space Station. That's a tough one. Group C, G2, Mocket, Liquid, and Mantis. Of course, Group D, EG, Norengo, Penta, and LeStream. It's going to be pretty huge to see how this shapes up. And this has been my final day casting until the second half of this season.
Yeah, because you won't be casting the Invitational.
Yeah, I'm going to be hosting the desk for the first time.
So instead of sitting right there, he'll be sitting like over here.
Yeah, basically that's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
I'll probably be standing.
He'll probably be standing. Well, we don't know yet. We haven't seen the desk, but probably be standing. I imagine it'll be a standing desk.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting experience, and I can't wait to see. We have a lot of new faces coming to the event. You know, we got new casters for Pro League setup. We got Flynn, we got Stokes, we got Blue. It's going to be really cool to have these guys. Joining me as well on the desk is Dev Marta and Zeronic for the analysis. I'm excited to meet Dev for the first time ever. For a lot of people that don't really follow APAC, Dev Marta has been around since the beginning and now actually has a full-time position within ESL in Australia. So I'm pretty excited to see how things go. I hope we've hyped you enough for it, because I don't think there is a way to put this event into words. If you thought Brazil was huge, guess again.
This is the biggest event Siege will or has ever had.
Over $1 million, close to 2 million. Oh man, this is the one to not miss. And we'll see G2 coming back to defend their championship. Will EG be able to edge it out at the end after last year? Who knows? You'll just have to watch. Thank you very much for watching. For myself, from Kicks, everybody at the ESL team, Parker and Devin as well back home. We love you. Good night. See you in Montreal.